Yeah, we can start now. Yeah.
So we'll start with the welcome speech, sir. Welcome speech by Dashni, sir.
All right, okay.
Good afternoon to everyone present here. I'm Darshini, member of IEI Club, here to welcome you all on behalf of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering and Artificial Intelligence and Data Science of Funimiller Institute of Technology. It gives me immense pleasure in welcoming you all to the 2 weeks hands-on workshop on Python as the inaugural event of our Intellectual Events Innovation Club. I would like to start the event by thanking our secretary and correspondent, Dr. P. Chinnadurai, MA PhD, for his continuous support and encouragement. I welcome our directors, Mrs. C. Vijayarajeshwari, Mr. C. Shakti Kumar, Mrs. Saranya Shakti Kumar. I extend my sincere thanks to our principal, Dr. T. Jayanti, ME PhD, for giving us this opportunity in organizing this event. I welcome and thank our beloved HODs, Dr. V. Subeda, Professor and Head of Computer Science and Engineering Department, and Dr. T. Kalaichelvi, Professor and Head of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science Department, for guiding and supporting us and for helping us organize this event. Now, I would like to welcome our speaker for today's event, Mr. Amos Gamaliel David, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering at Panimalar Institute of Technology. We welcome you, sir. I would like to welcome our staff coordinators, Mrs. Dhanalakshmi, Assistant Professor of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science Department, Mrs. A. Babisha, Assistant Professor of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science Department, Mrs. S. Annie Shirel, Assistant Professor of Computer Science and Engineering Department, and the teaching and the non-teaching staffs of our department who have worked hard for the success of the webinar. And finally, I welcome all the participants to the online webinar. Once again, I extend a warm welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Darshini. Can we start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Just tell me whether my screen is visible. Is my slide visible for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So very good afternoon to all the students and staff and HODs, everyone. And I personally like to thank Dr. Kalaichelvi Madam for giving me this opportunity to give you a hands-on training on GUI in Python using Tkinter. Yeah. So let's move on to the topic directly. So what is GUI? GUI, we call it as GUI. So what is this GUI? Let's have it like as much interactive as possible. And we're going to have some hands-on training also. I'll be showing you the PyCharm, how the programs are working and how it's happening. We're just going to see everything today. So I hope it'll be interesting for you. So let's keep it as much interactive as possible. So any idea what GUI is? You must have all come across this term, GUI. Any idea about it?
The graphical user interface.
Yes. So that's the graphical user interface. So in short, they call it as it's a slang word is GUI. Before GUI came into existence, what was there was command line interface where everything was happening with you have to enter it in the command line and like it'll be asking you questions and you have to answer them. Everything used to be in command line. But after GUI coming into existence, things have changed. People have started interacting with the application through this GUI. That is the main change that has happened. So before it was not possible to interact with the application. Even if they were able to interact, not much of interaction was possible. But after this GUI's introduction, it started to happen in a way that the users were able to interact with the application in a lot of different ways. So that is what GUI is basically. Then let's look at what is Tkinter or Tkinter. T silent. If I put T as silent, because we can pronounce it as Tkinter. So this particular Tkinter is the graphical user interface package that comes with Python. You just have to install this and you can start using it. That's how it is. So for the past 5 days, you've been having a lot of coding exposure. So today we are going to see how to visualize the coding that you have done and how to go about with the visual, basically like graphically how we are going to see. That's what we're going to see today. So what is this Tkinter? If I just have to say, it is one of the graphical user interface package that is available. So there are many. You can use anything that you want, like PyQt is there, Tkinter, as I said, Kiwi. There's one GUI platform called Kiwi. Then WX Python is there, and then Py Simple GUI is there. There are so many, not just these five. There are so many things that are there. You can just use these modules and you can start using in your Python. Yes, so let's move on. Yeah, the IDE, that is, we call it as Integrated Development Environment. The environment that we are going to use today is PyCharm. Have you all heard about PyCharm? Does anybody use PyCharm?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
PyCharm is the integrated development environment that we'll be using. And this is the download link. If you don't know how to download it, you can just copy this. It's developed by jetbrains.com. You can just download it and you can download the community version. If you're going for official version, they'll be asking you to pay for it. So you can always download the community version through which you can get it for free, basically for students and educators and stuff like that. So PyCharm is what we'll be using. So if I download PyCharm, this is how it'll look like. You'll be having you just have to go to file, start a new project, and then you can start a new Python file. So if I have to start a new Python file, I have to just go to new and then click Python file. Okay, as you can see, Python file. So if I just click it, it'll ask me for the name and I can just name it and start the operations from here itself. All right. Yeah. Yes. So now what we'll be looking at is what is this GUI app Tkinter is all about. Just the basic introduction of it. So this is like a windows in which all the containers are going to be put up. So we have a window. We are going to basically create a window in which all these containers such as label, frame, what you can, like a text thing where you can enter, and then some entry details and some buttons. All these things you're going to create today. And it's going to be very interesting because whatever we have been doing, coding and everything, we have been doing only in the what do you call it, the PyCharm and whatever ID that you have. But this Tkinter is going to make you visualize. It's going to interact with the user. So that's the basic difference that we are going to have. So all these labels and how these titles are being created, everything we are going to see today. So let's start off with the first GUI application. Are you ready for it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, very good. So the first thing that you have to enter is you have to first import the module. Okay, Tkinter module, you have to first import it. So if I've already imported it, you can just directly go and put it as import Tkinter as TK, right? TK is the class. And then what I'm going to give a variable name as window. Window is equal to tk dot tk, capital T and small k, and with parenthesis I'm closing it. And then this particular thing is very important. As you can see, if I don't put this, what will happen? I will not be able to visualize my window. Basically, if I don't put a main loop, what happens basically is it will not show me. All right, because if I put it in main loop, then only what will happen is it will keep on going for event looping. Understood? If I don't put window.main loop, what will happen? It will just blink and it will go off. You cannot see that blink. So when the moment it blinks, you cannot, it'll in a second it will go off. All right. So if I put window.main loop, what happens is it starts event looping. So it keeps blinking on the screen for a long amount of time. So it will be on the screen so that you can work on it basically. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to type import Tkinter as tk, windows equal tk.tk, parenthesis and window.main loop. So let's run this program. For running, you just have to go and click the run. I've named it as first GUI. Look at it. So now I have created my first GUI. You can call it as a window. All right. So this is the first GUI app, or sorry, a window that we have created, but you can see there is nothing in it, right? It's all empty. So I'm going to teach you how to put things there and how to place it in some certain positions and everything we are going to see today. All right. So you'll be getting some good exposure about a lot of things. So let's move on. So the first thing that we have done is created a window. As you can see, there is a symbol. This particular, can you see this feather symbol? That feather symbol comes with the Tkinter, right? So it comes, you can actually, if you want, you can change it also. But for changing it, you need an icon file. If you have an icon file, you can change the logo of this particular window also. And then you can change the TK, that title also, you can change it just by putting a title name, and you can change the title also. Yeah, let's move on. Now, let's see how to add a widget in this. What is a widget? A widget is something that can put in a window. All right. A widget can be a text, or okay, you can see a lot of five things here. It can be a label, it can be a button, it can be an entry widget, or it can be a text widget, or it can be a frame widget. Okay. We're going to see one by one. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to add this label. Right. I'm just going to copy this and put it in my program. After the windows, I'm just inserting it. As you can see, greeting is a variable name in that tk.label. This label is what is my widget is. Clear? This label is my widget. And be careful when you're typing this widget name, the first letter has to be caps. Be very, very careful about it. If you type a lower L, lowercase l, it won't work out. It won't take it as a widget at all. All right. So the first letter should be a capital. See, it's prompting me. This is the beauty of PyCharm. It'll prompt you for a lot of suggestions and tips and everything. Okay. Then I'm using this parameter called text. All right. Text is a parameter that I'm using inside the label. And whenever I'm putting a parameter, what should I do? I should put it inside a string. All right. The string should be inside two double quotes. All right. Two double quotes. It has to be there. Now, so I've just created my first greeting message like hello Panimala. Look what's going to happen. See, nothing came up. All right. So what is the issue now? You have created a text and you have put it into a variable called greeting, and you have labeled it correctly, widget is correct. Now what has happened is you have not placed it in the window. All right, you have not placed it in the window. It doesn't know where it has to go and place itself. Understood? So you have created it, but where you have put it? So always in GUI applications, in this thing by Tkinter especially, you have to do two steps. First is you have to mention what kind of widget it is, all the details needed for the widget, and then the second important thing is you have to pack it. All right, you have to pack it in the sense you have to put it in a particular place on the window where it should come. All right, that is what is called as packing. There are three different ways of putting it on the window. I'll be telling you one by one. The first thing that we are going to do is packing. All right, so for packing is just simple. Just copy the variable name greeting dot pack I'm using. All right, the moment I use pack, what happens? Look, I'll be getting a label called hello Panimala. Can you all see it? Hello Panimala. Is it very small, or can you all see it? Yeah. Yeah, it's very small but still visible for you. You can hold, or you can just keep the mouse here and you can move it around in case if you want to move it. Okay, but it's very, very, very small. Yeah, it's very, very small. So we are going to see much more things in detail. So this is the first window that you have created with a text or label with a text called hello Panimala. Right. Next, let's go a little in depth now. There are different things that you can do. Same thing, just like label, I can create a button also. Okay, let's try creating a button. Let me put it as button. Okay, is equal to tk dot button, and I want the text to be click me. Okay, just in case click me, and don't forget to pack it. A button dot pack. I'm packing it. So I'm just running it. Can you see a click me button? Can you see a click me button? But nothing will happen when you click because you didn't give any kind of command or any kind of operations that the click they should perform. Okay, no actions have been uh, given to this particular button. Okay, so I'm just trying to just click it, nothing happens. All right, so if I don't pack it, this click me will not come on the screen. It will not come on the window at all. Okay, now look, it packing basically what happens is whichever I pack first, that thing comes first. All right, so now look at this. I'm just cutting it off and placing it at the below this particular code. As you see, coding, how does it happen? It goes line by line, right? It reads the coding, the interpreter. What does it do? It reads line by line. So look at it. Compiler, sorry, the compiler reads it line by line. So now you see click me has come up, hello Panimala has come down. Why? Because I packed the button first and then comes the greeting, that is hello Panimala. Clear? So this is important thing that you should know regarding packing. In which order you pack the widgets, in that order only it will be displayed. Understood? This is an important thing that you should know when packing. Just remember that. Now let me close it. Let's go back. So there is just like that. We have entry widget, text widget, frame widget. We're going to see one by one. Now let's see how to add a color to this particular label. Right? Let's see how to add a color. So let me go back and take off the button. I have this text here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give a foreground color, background color, then width and some height. Okay, what is foreground color? I can type the parameter foreground fully, okay, or I can just put FG also. Okay, FG is short form of foreground. I can put FG also. FG is equal to white. I'm giving color white. Background color is equal to, I'm giving black. And the reverse of how it is usually. Then width is going to be 10 and height is going to be 10. Right? So I have just adding some more parameters to whatever that was existing before. Clear? So first thing is text is one parameter, and then FG is one parameter, background is one parameter, width, height, everything I'm giving. So I'm giving a specific condition for this particular label. What is that label text is? Hello Panimala. Let's see how it runs. As you can see, hello Panimala. Can you see the black background with white? Because foreground is white. I gave foreground as white and background as black. Okay, so it has displayed like this, hello Panimala. If I want to increase the width, let's give it as 20 and run it again. It will be a little better now. All right, now what is this height and what is this width? How do you calculate? This is a very important thing that we all misunderstand, or we don't usually know. Okay, how this width is being calculated for this text. Okay, you should remember, let's take the letter 0. Okay, I mean the number 0. Okay, whatever the space that particular number 0, okay, that has, that is the space for each unit that you're going to take here. Okay, if I say 20, 20 is the size of 20 zeros. How much ever space this 20 zeros will occupy, that is the space it will take. Are you able to get it? Hello? So what is this text units? Text units works on, I mean the spacing in this particular thing works on text units. So each text, what is the size? Okay, let me take 0, that number 0, or letter A. Okay, whatever is that space it takes, that into number of units that you have given. If I say 20, what does it mean is, in that 20 letter A's can fit, whether it is height wise or width wise, depends on the direction which you give it. Understood? So height, if I say height is 10, means let's take the letter A. Okay, 10 A's will fit inside that. So if I put let me run and show you. Okay, so from top to bottom, if I put 10 A's, okay, starting from here, if I put A here, A here, A here, like from top to bottom, if I put 10 A's, then this particular thing will fit. That is what is spacing in this particular text. Understood? I hope you can understand that. Yeah. Now, next, there can be a lot of other colors you can give, like white, black, general colors. You can just type it out, and you can also give hexadecimal RGB values also. Okay, you can give hexadecimal RGBs as well. For example, look at this. I can just copy it, put it here. Run it. That hash. See, the 34A2FE. Okay, that is the hexadecimal for this light blue color. Can you see a light blue? Hello, Panimala. Can you all see it? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Yes, so this particular hexadecimal RGB value is for this particular color. Then you can just go Google whatever hexadecimal color you want. If I want something like FF, look at this is a basic color already. We can type it also. Now shows this is a basic color that we have. On it, it's red color. Okay, FF 0000 is red color, or you can just type red. Basic colors you can type it, or if you want in a particular shade, okay, you have a unique shade for yourself, and if you want to put that, you can choose that RGB value and you can put it. See, if I type red itself, it will come, or you can put the hexadecimal RGB value also. All right, so this is something that you can do. Okay, you can give colors to your labels and things. Okay, next what you're going to see is how adding a button with a color. Okay, same thing whatever we did now. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to change this as button, and text is going to be, let's say, click me. The foreground is going to be red. Okay, width is going to be 25, and then height is going to be 5. Okay, just, and then use this button to pack it. With this packet, I'll be getting a button. Sorry, I haven't changed the widget. Give it as button, and I'll be able to click it. Can you see? I'm able to click it. See, when I click it, it becomes white. No, just a white symbol is coming, white color is coming. So I'm literally clicking that. Understood? So this is how you can apply colors to a button. Also, be sure to change the widget. And this is not necessary. I can keep any variable name, so not an issue. But the widget has to be changed clearly. All right, it has to be button. Then let's look at something like, let's see how to create a frame now. Okay. Let me copy paste this. How to create a frame. Now look at it. What I'm doing, just the first thing, like as usual, importing my Tkinter module, and then putting it on the window. All right, and then I'm creating a frame here. Can you all see? The variable name is frame underscore a, and then tk dot frame. Frame is the widget here. All right, then that frame is going to have a text, I am in frame a. All right, then I'm packing that particular frame, and then a second frame I'm creating with the name frame b. So I'm in frame b. All right, so these two frames I'm packing it just like how I did for button and label in the previous case. All right, so I'm just packing both of them and I'm going to run it. Look at it. Can you all see? I'm in frame B, I'm in frame A. So it is showing me that this first frame has been created, and this particular text is showing that it is in frame B and this is in frame A. All right. Though we haven't put any kind of borders to show that this is frame A and frame B. All right, so it's not it's not showing any kind of borders. If you want, you can put borders also. All right, then look at it. You can see that according to the packing it has done. All right, see, I have packed B first and then A. Can you all see? When I expressed it, what happened? I put A first and B. But when I packed it, I have put B first and then A. So what am I getting? I'm in frame B first and I'm in frame A second. Now what if I pack it the other way around? What will happen? Can you tell me? What will happen if I put A up? Simple. It'll just switch places. All right. I'm in frame A, I'm in frame B. Clear? So this is something that you can learn. All right, next, let's move on. Now, as I was telling, I told you the borders can be given. Okay, for any kind of frames, the borders can be given. There are 5 types of borders that can be given. Okay, one is flat border. Flat border will not have any kind of difference. Okay, it will just look like how it is. Then sunken effect. Okay, sunken effect, I'll show you. It will be like as if it has gone inside. Okay, raised effect will look like as if it has come out. Okay, then groove means it will have a slight grooved border. Right, then ridge, we're going to see all of that. Okay, now look at it. Let me run this. Let me explain this. So we are going to have a flat border here. Okay, flat. The border width is going to be 20. It is going to be attached to the window. All right, and then what I'm going to do, basically what I did was I created a frame. Okay, and then the frame widget is here. Frame tk.frame is a widget. Under that, master is equal to window. The main thing is going to be the window, and then relief. Relief is the keyword here. Okay, relief is the parameter through which you can give these kind of things like flat, raised, and sunken, or whatever I just showed you. 5 types. Okay, I just showed you here: flat, sunken, raised, groove, and ridge. All these 5 types can be put here. The border width can be mentioned. Okay, then I have packed the frame. Then I have put a label on that frame saying to just show that it is a flat flat frame. Okay, the simple code. All right, look at it. If I show that, can you see it is showing me that? So this is the flat. So the border width is going to be 20, and then it is just flat. You don't find any difference in this. Okay, now let's change it. I'm going to change it as sunken. It's sunken. It should be in caps. Okay, and I'm just, for changing sake, I'm putting it as it's going to be sunken. Look at it. Can you see a difference? Can you all see a difference here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So look at it. The border is not normal like how it was before. Okay, it has gone in a bit. Okay, can you see that kind of graphical illusion that it is? It has gone in. So this is what is sunken frame is. Okay. Next comes, which one? We'll go for raised. RAISED. Let's change the name of the text also as RAISED. Go for it. You see, it looks embossed. Can you all see it? So these are the borders through which you can give this keyword called as relief. Through this relief parameter, you can give all these kind of inputs, okay, to make it look different. Clear? So this is raised, and then I'll show you how to put groove. You will be able to understand. Groove. So it automatically prompts you. Just double click it also, and just change it as groove. Run it. We'll have groove. Can you see? It's a bit of both, that is sunken and raised. Okay, center it is raised, and on the side it is sunken. This is what is groove is. So as you can see from here, it goes down and then comes up. This is what groove is. Then comes ridge. RIDGE. RITGE. RITGE. Run it. This is rich. So it's the opposite of group. In the group, it was going inside, but in this one, it is embossed. In the center, it is sunken. So it's a mix of both sunken and the other one, the first sunken and raised. All right. So these are the ways you can border that is style the borders. Okay. Now let's move on. Yeah. Now next is I'll just show you, like you can write a. Yeah. So now controlling the layout geometry. Next thing that we're going to see is how can I control the layout geometry? What kind of algorithm right now we are using is packing. All right, we are just packing it on the frame, the widget or whatever that we are designing. Everything is being packed on the frame or the window. Now, how do I place it at a particular point? Whenever I pack it, as you can see, it is packing right at the middle. Look at it. It's coming right at the middle. Okay, if I just let me maximize the window, see, it is right on center top. Okay, what if I want it on the left, or what if I want it on the right, or bottom right, or here, or right at the middle? Okay, all these things we can geometry. These are based on geometries where you want it exactly. Okay, now look at it. So what I can do is I can place it at a particular position like top, bottom, left, right, or both. Okay, both is left and right together, so it will be somewhere in the neutral position. All right, so top, bottom, that's what you're going to see now. Look at it. What has happened here is I have created 3 frames here. Okay, one frame is going to be with a height of 100. Next frame is going to be height of 50. Next frame is going to be height of 25. The first frame is going to have a background color of red. Second one is going to be in yellow. Third one is going to be in blue. And everything is going to be in the X direction. Can you all see X here? Okay, that's the position that we have taken for now. Okay, the X direction is the position. So look at it. Can you all see it? So look at it. Along X direction, I have. So if I expand it, what happens? Along X, it expands. All right, but it doesn't happen along Y because I have put only X direction. If I put Y here, look at it. First, yeah, I put everything in Y. What happens? It will all be like a single line. Can you see? A slight line has come. So along Y direction, this is the thing. So let me put it back to X. So this is how it will be along X direction. If I change the width, if I give a width and give a Y, it will obviously change and it will be along the vertical direction, that is Y direction. Okay. Yeah. Now, so this X and Y, what we saw now is pack. Clear? So we packed everything right to the window. Next, what you're going to see is something called as another geometry manager is called as dot place. If I have to place it in a particular position, all right, like X and Y coordinate has to be there, like 100, 100 or 20, 20. If I want it at that particular position, then I'll be going for dot place. Clear? So dot place. So let me just. So these are some examples of how it will be like for the previous one when I pack it. Just hold on. Look at it. This is left, and this is both. Look at it. How it will be. So if I expand it, look, it comes throughout. This is for the previous module, previous program. So look at it. If I expand it, it goes out evenly. That's because I have set a parameter for expand. Expand if is equal to true. If I give it, and it fill has to be in both directions, x and y. Right? In fact, it has to be in both directions. And the initial position should be on the left. Right? When I start it off, it is on the left. Then if I expand it, what happens? It goes along with my mouse, all right, my pointer, and it goes on till I extend it how much ever I want. So in this case, if I want it, I have to use this command called parameter called expand. Expand should be true. Remaining everything is same like before. And what is the fill? Fill has to be tk dot both, and side has to be tk dot left. Right? Then how to do the placing, I'll tell you now. These are all pack ones. For placing, what I can do, I can give this particular thing called as x and y direction. So look at it. I can give x and y values basically. These are all grid ones. So x and y directions can be mentioned. Watch it. This is using a grid. Okay, I'll explain the grid also. Yeah, look at it. So what we are doing is I'm giving a for loop here. Okay, for loop with a range of 3. So it will start from 1, go to 2, and then for 3. And similarly for j. Okay, it's for j variable also 1, 2, and 3. All right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to not going to pack it. I'm going to grid it. Okay. If I want to, it has to be gridded. Okay, gridding in the sense it will be in the form of 1 by 1 or 2 by 2 or 3 by 3 or whichever matrix. You must have learned matrix, right? Matrix formats like 1 by 1 or 1 comma 0, 1 by 0. All these formats can be done. So this is the best way to actually do a framing. Clear? So that you can figure out, okay, in this particular grid I have put this label in this particular grid like that. So look at it. Now I've created a 3 by 3 grid. Okay, it always starts from row 0, column 0. Okay, 0 0 0 1 0 2, and then this row is 1, this row is 2. Okay, but according to the number it will take 1 2 3, but here it will be coming as 0 0. How I put the name is because of this particular command here. Look at it. Text is equal to f row. Okay, and I value will be this I value, whichever for value it takes. Starting, it will start from 0, and then it will go to 1, and it will go to 2. When it comes to 3, it will come out of the function. It will come out of the for loop. Understood? So I've given some little padding also. Look at this term, parameter called padding. Okay, I'll show you how it will be like without padding. Without padding, how it will be, and how it will be with padding. I'll show you. Watch. We'll take this. If I don't have padding, this, I'm taking this off. Padding, I'm not going to use it. Oh yeah, sorry, main loop is not there. See, main loop is not there, so it wasn't blinking. Okay, so window dot main going for it. Can you see? Can you all see it? So you cannot differentiate like what is it doesn't look so neat, right? Doesn't look neat. So what I'm going to do here now, only I'm going to introduce the padding. Add x equal to, I gave us 5, yeah, 5 comma add y is equal to 5. So now if I give a padding, it looks little neat. It differentiates itself. All right. Now, look at it. Now, what if I want to pad this particular frame, okay, inside the frame? What you have done is external padding outside. Outside the frame, I have done the padding. All these gaps, okay, this 5 unit gaps spacing is done outside the frame. Now, what if I want to do it inside? Okay, inside means I have to pad the label. Okay, I have to pad the label. Now, how do I do it? Watch. If I have to pad the label, get this command. What I'm basically doing is giving it a little a relief. Okay, same command, everything is all the same codes, padding for the frame, and then can you see inside the label I have padded it also. Okay, inside the label also I have padded it. So watch, can you see a difference here? Row 0, column 0, and there is some gap inside the frame. This is one frame, this is one frame, this is one frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 frames are there. Before there was no padding next to it. So if I take this off, you can see the difference. See, row 0, column 0, that label is there, and around that there is not much of padding. But if I add, I can add pad to that also. Right, 5, comma pad 5 by. Right, so now it looks little larger and it looks neat. Okay, this is the way to actually design or basically design a window in which there will be a lot of different grids. Okay, can you tell one example like where you'll have to create frames like this, 9 frames? A basic example, can anyone just come in? Imagine these are like buttons. Okay, in every frame I put a button. What does it mean? I mean, which application can I use it for? 9 buttons. Any ideas you're getting?
Calculator.
Yes, very good. Okay, so for a calculator, that's how it is. So for the gridding can be used for calc. If I take a normal calculator like in my laptop, see, these things are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All these numbers are put here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are all buttons. Okay, can you see those paddings here? These are all paddings right in between. They have put it evenly. Clear? All these things can be done using this particular command. All right, next we are going to move on to something called as, padding is done. Yeah, now how to do the column figure, right? Look here, there's something called as column figure. What is this column figure? Get it? I can give some kind of something called as weight and minimum size. I can tell which index, okay, which index I have to. Now the index in the sense row 0, column 0, that is my first index name of that particular frame. Then if I come to the next one, got it, this will be row 0, column 0. This is the index name for this particular frame. For this one it will be row 0, column 1. For this one, row 0, column 2. If I go to the second one, row 1, column 0, like that. So these are called as index. Okay, the name of this particular position is called as index. Now watch this. What has happened here is, for the first thing, okay, for the first for the first loop, okay, for the for loop, what I'm going to tell is something called as column figure. What it basically does is it adjusts the rows and columns. It adjusts it for you. Okay, now if I I'll just show you the previous one. So this is the previous code, right? Yeah, if I run it and if I expand it, is it expanding? Just see, it stays at the top left corner. Can you all see it? It doesn't move. If I expand it, it has to move, right? Okay, it didn't move. So how do I, when I maximize the window, or if I just expand the window, these frames also have to expand based on certain criteria. So that is where row column, so that is column configure and row configure will come in. So look at it. So window.column configure, the first is the index, next is the weight, and next is the minimum size that I'm going to give. Okay, you can just change these numbers as you like. The weight is according to which scale it's going to expand. Okay, that is what is weight is. Remaining everything is same. It's right from the previous code, previous program. Now look at it. If I run it, I've got the same thing. Now the difference is if I expand it, look what is happening. Can you all see it? What is happening here? It is expanding along with my cursor. Understood? So if you want to this kind of an operation, then you have to go for column configure and row configure parameter. Understood? Are you with me? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, we're going to see some sticky parameter. Sticky is putting it in a particular location, like on which position you want it. Okay, that's what a sticky is. Sticky is just the parameter that we will be adding where you're putting the label, right? Like yeah, from here the label you can just add a parameter called sticky. So if I put sticky means it'll put that in that particular position. How it is being positioned, look at it. There are 4 basic alignments based on our general directions. Okay, north is on top, east is on the right, south is on the at the bottom, W, that is west, is on the left. Okay, like how we have directions, basic directions, right? News we call it, no? North, south, east, west. Okay, so east means right, west means left, right and left. Okay, let's see how to do this. Sticky parameter. For this, I'm just going to create I've just created 2 labels. Okay, label with the first thing as A with the text A, and then label with the second thing as text B. Okay, label is the widget here, and then I'm giving it a grid. I'm using the grid to pack it, so I'm not doing dot pack. Okay, I'm just doing grid. Understood? So if I have to do it as grid, what is the need for me to put it as grid? If I have to put it as if I have to take it as a grid, then I have to give my rows and column at which position I want it. Now look at it. I'm putting it as 0 0 position for the first label, and for at the position row 1 and column 0 for the second label. Now I'm just running this program. Look at it. It has put A in the north. Okay, always remember this N can be put it in small or caps, no issues. Okay, now as you can see, A can be, it is positioned at the top center. Okay, always the sticky works this way. It will always go at the top center. Okay, if it's going to be just like north, east, west, south, if I just put it just like that with the single direction, then you'll always take it as a center as the main thing, main position, and then based on the direction it will go north or east or west or south. Understood? So it took 2 labels are there. The first label is A, and it is put in the center top. All right, and then for the second label it has put it in the center top. Understood? Now let's put this as S, south. That's what happens. See, A and B are separated. Why B has come down? Because the direction is in, I have put it in the position yes, that is south. All right, now I can combine these directions also. We have northeast, southwest. All right, that directions also I can combine these 2 parameters and 2 sticky parameters, and I can directions, and I can use it also. Watch, I can put it as northeast and southwest. Look at it. I'm putting this as northeast and southwest. If I put it like that, northeast is on the right top corner, southwest is southwest, south left. All right, bottom left corner. Are you guys with me? Okay, so this is the way to position your label. All right, this is how you can position your labels. Yeah, then have some more things. Okay, this is sticky parameter. Then we'll just look at a few basic applications. Okay, now there is a need. Okay, I have to create, how do I create a program to increase and decrease? There will be a button. I need a button and two labels. Okay, oh, no, two buttons and one label. Right in between there should be a label, sorry, a text which has to show which number I am in right now. Okay, for this there is a program. So let's think, what and all we need actually. I need two buttons. Okay, like pause, one minus and one plus. Okay, if I click minus, the number has to go down. If I click plus, the number has to go up. Clear? Are you guys with me? Hello? Yeah. Okay, so if I click the plus button, the number has to go up, it has to increment. All right, if I click the minus button, the numbers have to go in negative direction. That is, from 0 means it has to go in -1, -2, -3. Basic arithmetic is what we're going to do. Watch this. Watch this program, I'll explain it. Look at it. Little extra things that we have to do. Very simple. These things are all same. Like, I'm going to import it and forget about the functions. There are two functions that I've created. I'll explain it now. Then Windows, I'm putting it on the window. Then I'm configuring it so that if I expand it, it should it should go along with the window. So I'm just configuring it. All right. So that the zero position is where that particular thing has to be, and then the columns are going to be 3, the row is going to be 1, and the columns are going to be 3. All right, now I'm creating two buttons here. One is decrease button, other one is increase button. Okay, I'm putting a text in the decrease button as minus and in the increase button as plus. Okay, now master window, everything we have seen already. The widget is button, here is button. Grid. Okay, where do I want this particular button? Where do I want it? I want it as 0, 0. As I said, there's going to be, the grid is going to be like this: 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. Okay, so it's going to be a single row with 3 columns in it. All right, that's going to be the grid. So the first grid, that is 0, 0, is going to have a button, then it's going to have a label, and then it's going to have a button. All right, so the first button is going to be a negative sign, and in center there's going to be a label, and on the right there's going to be a positive button. All right, now look at it. The position also I'm putting it. Look at this NSEW. What does it mean? NSEW. Okay, we have seen, we have heard this term news, right? NEWS, which means they'll get information from all around the world. So that is why it is termed as news, where what you see in the TV and all. Okay, they tell you news, right? NEWS. What does it mean? It means you're getting information from everywhere. Similarly, if I put the sticky parameter as NSEW, what it will do, it will place it right at the centermost position. All right, centermost position, and no matter how much ever you drag it, it will stay at that position only. Okay, that is what is sticky NSEW is. All right, now next, now I'm giving a command. If I click the decrease button, if I click the minus button, all right, let me show you that first. This is how the program will look like. Okay, I have a negative button and a positive button, and in center there is a number. Now if I click it, what should happen is the 0 should go in negative direction. Okay, whatever number comes here, it has to go in negative. If I click the plus button, it has to go in positive direction. So for that, what I should do, I should pass a command. Okay, I have to work on some command. So what I should do, in the command parameter, I am putting a function called as decrease. Now what happens when the program comes at this line, it will, if anything happens, if there is any kind of action that is happening in this particular button, a command is being given, automatically the decrease function will be called. Look at this decrease. Okay, so it will come through this. If I click the negative button, okay, as I just showed you here, if I click the minus button here, what happens, it will call the definite function. decrease function. So decrease function, what I'm going to do, whatever value is on that label. Now currently what is the value? 0 is the value. That value will be subtracted. Okay, it will be subtracted by -1. Okay, and that value will be put as a text on that particular label. Okay, are you getting my point? So what happens basically is, if I click negative symbol, the number that is on the screen, now let's say it is starting from 0. Okay, the text is 0. I have put the label value is text is 0. That 0 will be decremented by -1, and that number, whatever number that is there, that will be put as a text in that label. Understood? Simple logic, right? That will be put as a number in that label. Similarly, if I click the plus button, if I click the increase button, what happens? It will be incremented by +1, and whatever value that is the result will be put as a text on that label itself. All right, a simple way of doing a basic thing. Yes, and now look, if I click plus, becomes 1. If I click again plus, it becomes 2. It keeps incrementing. Can you see? Can you all see it? Hello? Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, okay. So it keeps incrementing. And if I click minus, what happens? The 10 will be taken as the value and it will be subtracted by -1. And that number, whatever number comes, that will be displayed on this label. So 9. If I click one more, again by -1, and it will be displayed. -1 and it will be displayed. So if I go to 0, what will happen? From 0, it will go to -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, like that. All right. So this is a simple program through which you can create maybe a volume button, okay, for a sound recorder or something. If I keep plus, I can increase the volume or decrease the volume. Okay, if I can go to the negative side also. All right. So this is a simple program to add a volume bar. We can call it as a volume bar. Okay. You can I put it horizontally. You can put it vertically also. Okay, depends on your need, right? So this is one program that you learned today. Next one, I have another program. Yeah, now let's devise a role. Okay, you know, all I've seen dice, right? Okay, the dice, if I just click dice, if I just click a button, the number has to what are the numbers it will be on a dice? Can tell me? Does it go up to 12 or 10, or which numbers? How many numbers will be on a dice? How many sides does it have? 6. So okay, what are all the numbers should it come from? Does it have to start from 0? Yeah, 1 to 6. So there are going to be 6 numbers, and it has to come randomly. All right, it should not come by any logic or something. It has to be beyond the logic, and it has to come randomly. So for this random, what you're going to do, we are going to add one more module called rand. Okay, random, there is a separate module for random. See, a simple program only, not so big enough. Look at it. This random import I'm doing. Okay, whenever you import a module, you have to use that. If you don't use it, this will not show you that the thing is being used. The module, let's say, if I don't use this, no, TK and all, if I don't use it, obviously this import will not work. Okay, just take it off. Look at it. So I'm going to have the same thing, column configure, where row configure, everything has been attached to the window. Then it's going to be 0, and then one column and 2 rows it's going to be. Okay, 1 column and 2 rows. That's how I'm designing it. Then minimum size is going to be 150, just for the sake of the frame. Then button role, I'm creating a variable called button role, and that's going to have a button widget in that, and the text is going to be a role in that, and the command is role. What is this command role? That is what the function is all about. Okay, when it comes here, it will go to the function called role. You know how to write a function, right? If you have for the past 5 days you've been learning some basic coding, so obviously I hope that you'll be knowing. All right, then this particular grid I'm creating, okay, row 0 column 0, in this there should be a label, okay, which with the row 1 and column 0. Now what happens is this, when I click the button roll, what should happen is it should shoot out, okay, random numbers from 1 to 6, random numbers from 1 to 6. So how do I get the random numbers? Look at it. So inside the function roll, what am I doing? I'm creating a label, okay, with the text. The text should come on that particular label. Understood? Then a string. I'm creating a string. Under the inside the string, I'm creating a random dot. I'm using this particular module random dot rand int. Okay, I'm asking the software to give me a set of random numbers from 1 to 6. Okay, 1 to 6. I can change the numbers, like if I want 1 to 10, but the dice has only 6, right? 6 sides, so I'm giving 1 to 6. Now let's see how it runs. Look at it. I have a roll button, then a display button. Okay, now if I click roll, it gives me a number 4. So instead of having a real dice in hand, what you can do, if you're buying a, let's say, a business game or snake and ladder or ludo or whatever, you have lost your dice, okay, because of COVID you're not able to go out and get another dice, okay, or in lockdown or something. What you can do, you can just devise this, you can just program this, and if I click roll again, I'll get another number 6. Another person's turn now. He's got 3, then 2, 6, again 6. 6 means you can move in and move out or whatever. All right, so you can use this coding for dice rolling, and simple way, just basic, just one more random thing with a module, so you can use this particular technique. All right, so we have come to the end. This particular thing is huge. There is so much to learn. You need days and days of learning and days of practice. Since it's just a short time, I was able to cover so many things. I hope it will be useful for you, and in your future as well. These things are little, I thought it will be important and basics which you can do in GUI using Tkinter. Right. So thank you all for listening. And I once again thank AIDS HOD ma'am, Dr. Kalachili ma'am, for this opportunity, even though I'm from a different department, totally not relevant to coding at all. Since I had some interest about this, I was able to learn it and I was able to share it with you. To be frank, I've been learning this for the past like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before. Just started out of my own interest. I was able to learn these things, and I'm able to share it with you. And thank you all for the patience, and thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. So we'll end up with a vote of thanks, sir.
Yeah, okay.
I would like to thank our webinar speaker for enlightening us with his knowledge. Today's webinar was full of deep insight into the topic of GUI in Python. I'm pretty sure the knowledge that Sir gave us will definitely help us in our career. Thank you so much, sir. I extend my sincere thanks to our principal, Dr. T. Jayanti, ME PhD, for giving us this opportunity in organizing this event. I also thank our beloved HODs, Dr. V. Subeda and Dr. T. Kalachelvi, for guiding and supporting us and for helping us to organize this event. I would like to thank our staff coordinators, teaching and non-teaching staffs of our department who have worked hard for the webinar. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants present here for being a part of today's webinar. And I would request you all to take part in the upcoming webinar on Java, in which we'll be discussing about the Java exceptions. And before leaving, the participants are requested to fill the feedback form, which will be provided in the description box. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Can I leave? You'll be having a continuous session, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I can leave, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Bye.